everyone, my name is Maria. I'm going to show you today some things about the island that I live on. The name of it is Rhodes, and I'm the co-founder of Trekking Elas Rhodes Space, which is an outdoor activities company based there. So I'm going to show you a PowerPoint. Here we go. So Rhodes Island, of course, is our subject, but I'm going to present it to you through our eyes, of course. I'm going to keep the things that I consider important for you to know. So, of course, Greece has many islands, actually 233, and 107 of them are inhabited. Greece has 6 different complexes of islands. The Dodecanese Islands are located on the east side of Greece, and also we have the large island of Crete. So here we have the Dodecanese Islands. Of course, Rhodes is the biggest of them and also the 4th biggest of Greece and the 2nd in population. Also, other important islands of the Dodecanese are Kos and Karpathos, quite big ones. And also very well known are Patmos for religions reasons and Kalymnos for rock climbing. Dodeka in Greek means 12, but actually the Dodecanese islands are 27 in total. Well, here we have some islands that we consider quite more important to show them to you. So we have Nisiros, the volcanic one. We have Simi, the green beauty, originally known for its divers in the 19th and 20th century, whose aim was to dive for natural sponges. Then we have Lindos, on the right side of your screen, which is probably the most beautiful village of the island of Rhodes. Then we have Karpathos, which is considered quite wild one, and whoever travels there travels also in time, back in time. Then we have Halki, the miniature one, which is quite picturesque. It's like a painting, and Tilos, the innovative one. It's self-sufficient regarding its electricity energy. Then some numbers about the population of the island of Rhodes. Its population is 115,490 people. Its size is 1,400 kilometers squared. The distance from Athens is 350 kilometers, so very far away, actually 13 hours by boat, 1 hour by airplane. Then the distance from the closest Turkish coastline, it's only 18 nautical miles, clearly visible from the town of Rhodes almost every day. Then we have the people in the capital, the town of Rhodes, at the very northern tip of the island. The population of it is 55,000 people. Then the villages are quite a lot also, are 43. The coastline is very long, 230 kilometers. The highest mountain is Ataviros, 1,251 meters. I'm pointing it right now. And then the weather, of course, is super nice. It's very sunny. We have 300 days of sunshine per year. It rarely rains, mostly in December and January. Well, here we have some coins, ancient coins at the left top. We have the god protector of the island, which is Sun or Apollo. And also we have a flower. It is an hibiscus. Well, important to know, I think, is that in the Greek language, Rhodes, Rhodos, means rose. But many believe that the island took its name from the flower, which is false. Actually, the flower symbol of the island is the hibiscus. The other symbol of the island is a deer. As a statue, it can be found at the entrance of Mandraki Harbor, the town of Rhodes here on the right. And actually, there are 2 statues, one male and one female, welcoming the boat. Oh, mythology here. We have Zeus on the left and Helios on the right, sun. So Zeus, the father of all gods, divided the land to the rest of the Olympian gods. Helios, unfortunately or not, was left out because he was not present. So he agreed to take for himself the first cloud that would arise from the sea. That was our island, Rhodes, and from then on, he could be his protector. He then married the nymph, a goddess named Rhodes, and gave her name to the island. Surprisingly, actually, scientists found fossilized teeth and bones of dwarf elephants from 4,800 BC. They believe these elephants crossed from Minor Asia many years before that, when the area was still connected by land. Similar foundings on Crete, Kalymnos, Naxos, and Delos later on. And there is a museum, unfortunately not on Rhodes, but on Delos. Super impressive. Wow, that's quite an impressive timeline. Rhodes follows Greece's history with a twist, especially in the end. Many different tribes and rulers influenced or occupied the island, resulting to today's very interesting mix of history and culture. The table that you can see here is for anyone deeply interested in a very informative timeline. So we go on. We're going to quickly mention some important bits of history. In ancient times, Rhodes had three major city-states, the one of Ialissos, Lindos, and Kamiros. On 408 BC, they together decided to unify their powers into one glorious city. Well, the city of Rhodes, you can see a picture of its Acropolis on the top left of your screen. The ancient city stood where the modern city is now. Back then, the Rhodians were quite powerful and independent, most times, but truly great sailors and merchants. Go on. Wow, a very impressive painting all over my screen. We have the Colossus of Rhodes. It belongs to the seven marvels of the ancient world, built by Haris, a statue of him in the middle of your screen. He was a Rhodian artist from Lindos. And the Colossus was a huge male statue depicting the protector of the island, the god Sun or Apollo. Its height was 32 meters, made out from copper. Unfortunately, it lasted less than 58 years, demolished by an earthquake. Historians said that the statue played a defensive role for the Rhodians, scaring the enemy's ships away. Some centuries later, after the occupation of the Romans and the Byzantines, a lucky man, a very rich man, sold the island to the Knights of St. John, a league of knights whose primary goal was to protect and heal the poor and sick people. The league, constituted of people from 7 or 8 different nations, I would actually name them languages, they had excellent battle skills and defensive methods. They used to elect a Grand Magister, you can see one of them to the top left of your screen, every 4 years, and every nation had the right, let's say, to protect one part of the fortified city. Nowadays, that's the old town of Rhodes. You can see a map here. Now it has 11 different gates and many towers. On 1522, after a 6-month siege, the knights had to leave the island to the Ottomans. This is the most famous street of the medieval town. It's the Street of the Knights. It leads to the Palace of the Grand Master. Right and left were the inns of the different languages. Some of them are open to the public nowadays, others are embassies or galleries. Super nice. This is the moat that surrounds the medieval town. The knights actually digged the soil and used the soil of it to build the walls right and left, as you can see on the picture. Nowadays, it's a wonderful place to stroll, to run, or just to admire the scenery. There is also an outdoor theater for concerts and theatrical plays. Well, as I told you before, after 6 months of the siege, on 1522 or 23, because it was January and December, the Ottomans conquered the city and the island. They stayed for almost 4 centuries. The knights, worth 4,000 locals, Rhodians, fled the area towards Malta. Then most of the remaining Rhodians had to leave the medieval town, the fortified city, and build new villages. The name of them is Marasya. The Ottomans changed the use of many buildings and, of course, established many mosques. On 1912, the island changed hands to the newest Italians, as you can imagine. They stayed till 1943, till the Germans took over, then the British, before the total of the Dodecanese Islands became part of the official Greek state. The Italians boosted the economy of the island, established many factories, renovated the medieval buildings, built the first airport, hotel, and of course Kalithea Springs, picture on the right and the middle. Nowadays it's more like a protected area and a small museum. On the left here, you can see another memory of the Italian era on Rhodes. One of the hotels built on the third highest mountain, Prophytis Ilias, and they built following the Swiss Alpine style, which is quite impressive on the top of a mountain on the Dodecanese Island. So the name of it is Elaphos, which means male deer in Greek, and it's still operated as a hotel. On the right, you can see the remainings of one of the Italian villages, now known as Eleusa, back then known as Campo Chiaro. The rulers, Italians, brought other Italians from Italy to Italianize the population and forced the Italian language at schools. Well, change of subject, some geology now. Rhodes sits exactly next to the meeting of the two tectonic plates of Europe and Africa. Due to this, we have quite a lot of earthquakes. The island, as you may imagine, was once underwater, and the older fossils ever found here date to the era before dinosaurs ever appear on Earth. A large percentage of the land of Rhodes is limestone. On the right picture, you can see the Aegean volcanic arc. Nisiros has the closest volcano to us, and Santorini, of course, is the most well-known. Interesting fact is that when the Santorini volcano erupted 3,300 years ago, the ash also covered our island, Rhodes. Oh, what a beautiful picture here. We have some beautiful flowers belonging to the flora of the island. The hibiscus on the top left is also, as I told you, the symbol of the island from the antiquity till now. And of course, as an island, Rhodes has 8 endemic flora species, meaning that can be found only on the island and nowhere else on the planet. You can see here the peonia, the crocus, and an orchid to the down right of your screen. Actually, Rhodes has 68 different types of wild orchids, and many nature lovers and scientists came from all over the planet to take a picture of them or just to study them. Oh, many butterflies. Here we have a quite unique area of the island. We have the Butterfly Valley. In the Butterfly Valley, especially during the summer months, anyone can see the type of butterfly named Panaxia quadriputaria poda. These butterflies are being attracted by the plant, which name is Lechinidambar orientalis, and it's juicy. The area is open to the public, and they don't really like the disturbance, so people are kindly requested to stay very silent. About the fauna on the island, there are 5 endemic species and many others endemic to Rhodes and Minor Asia. On the left, you can see the deer on the island. It's called dama or platoni, naturally shorter than usual. The most accurate theory says that this animal exists on the island from 4000 BC. Imagine that. It lives freely in mountainous areas in Central and South Rhodes. On the top right, You can see a miniature fish. It's called Gizani, lives in streams, rivers, and lakes. And on the down right, the little horse of Rhodes. Nowadays, it's totally protected, and unfortunately, only 11 of them are left. The small horse, it's now a pony, was widely used in the 70s, uh, mostly for agricultural needs, but also for transportation. As you can see at the picture taken during the Italian era, you can see some small horses with some chariots. So when car and machines took over in the agricultural sector, horses were no longer needed and farmers let them roam freely on the mountains. Another subject here. The island has 5 areas in total that are declared as protected by the EU and the Greek states, important for their flora, fauna, or wild birds. The existence of those areas, of course, is, as you can imagine, highly important. The areas that are marked gray are not protected, and most hotels and resorts can be found here. Here we have some beautiful castles. The island from ancient times, from the Byzantine and the medieval ones, had many castles and towers to protect the population whenever needed, but also to facilitate the communication, imagine, between different areas by lighting up big fires. So the 6 most well-known castles are the one depicted here. Starting from the top left, we have the castle of Lindos, of Heraklos, Haraki area, of Asclepios, of the medieval town, the Castello, of Monolithos, and Crytinia. Oh, here we have some lovely ladies that I love very much. They together have women co-op, an agricultural one, and they're holding a huge platter of melekuni. Of course, we're talking about food. The most famous delicacy, Rhodian delicacy, is this thing. It's like an energy bar, consisted from sesame seeds, honey, and almond. Of course, other local dishes are many types of homemade pasta, dairy products, and of course the quite weird usage of herbs. It's quite interesting. They actually also use the leaves of the cyclamen. Last but not least, famous Rhodian people. Starting from the left, we have Diagoras, the Olympic athlete and champion on its son's arms. We have Hipparchos, the father of astronomy. Cleobulos, the ruler of Lindos and one of the 7 wise men of antiquity. And lastly, Kallipatyra, the first woman ever attended the ancient Olympic Games illegally, since it was forbidden for women to watch. She was not sentenced to death since she was related to the famous family of Diagoras. So the most important question, right? Rhodes can be reached by airplane from many European cities with direct flights, at least before these difficult times. Its tourism started almost 80 years ago and nowadays has the proper infrastructure to accommodate many guests and please any taste. From huge beaches to nightclubs, to archaeological sites, to lovely tavernas, to windsurfing spots, Rhodes has anything. Although what we do, we offer an authentic aspect to the island, to tourism on the island. We offer the eco way, we offer the outdoor solution. So I'll show you what exactly we do. So we offer day and multi-day hikes on the island in the 3 of the most important natural areas of the island, in Akramitis, in Prophytis Ilias, and in Lindos. You can have amazing views, green forest, from easy to moderate level. It's open to anyone, basically. Then we have sea kayaking explorations, half-day and full-day experiences. Anyone can see sea caves, homemade picnics, enjoy them, yummy meals, tranquility of the sea, and closer views of the coastline. And of course, we have island hopping trips. We use either ferry boats, either sailboats. We arrange hiking and cultural trips at the Dodecanese islands of Nisiros, Chalki, Tilos, Simi, Karpathos, and Alimia. So, my dear friends from anywhere in the world, till these beautiful places are open to the public again, you have to stay safe, you have to stay strong, and when the times will be right, we'll be there. I guarantee that for you. Thanks so much for watching and hope to see you again. Bye bye.